So guys, we are discussing client-side UI actions. Client-side UI actions means in the UI action, we can write JavaScript plus client-side APIs. We can write JavaScript plus client-side APIs. We can't use server-side script. Okay. So I will give you one example so that you will be able to understand it better. Okay. Well, here let me just go to the shipping case form. The shipping case form. We are actually showing a button in progress, right? Okay. So whenever I click on that button, first of all, I have to check assign to is filled in or not. If assign to is not filled in, it should not go to in progress. Getting my point? Okay. Whenever I click on in progress button, I have to first check assign to field value is filled in or not. If the assigned to field value is filled in or not, if the assigned to field value is filled in, then we can change the state to in progress. If the assigned to field value is not filled in, we should not change the state to in progress. Okay. So guys, if this field value is filled in or not, you can check it in the client side, you can check it in the server side. But form submission can be done. Form submission, you can stop it only from the client side. So for that, what I am doing is I am going to create a client side UI action. Okay. So we already created a UI action, right? In progress UI action. I'm going to make it working in the client side. Right click, configure UI actions. In progress UI action. Okay. This is a server side script, guys. I'm just commenting it for now. Okay. I'm checking this client checkbox first. Why am I checking this checkbox? Just I have to check if the assigned to field value is filled in or not. Okay. I checked this client checkbox, right? As soon as this checkbox is checked, you have to write an on-click function here. Okay. Function you have defined here. Okay. In the on, there is a field called. Once you check the client checkbox, you will see on-click field. In that field, you have to call the function name. That function name you have to define here. So here you can write within this function only. Within this function only, you can write JavaScript plus client-side APIs. Where assign to is equal to g underscore form dot get value new underscore assign to u underscore assign to if assign to equal to empty. Else. So if it is empty, I have to stop the form submission using return false. Return false is used to stop the form submission. Before that, I have to show a message. G underscore form dot. Okay. We'll come to the else part later. So now it is a client side UI action. Earlier it was a server side UI action. Now just go to the form and refresh this one. Okay. So when I click on in progress, what is it telling? Assign to is mandatory. Suppose if assign to value is filled in, the state should go to in progress, right? Okay. So first of all, when I click on in progress, I am checking if the assign to field value is filled in or not. If the field value is not filled in, we are stopping the form submission. What if the field value is filled in? If the field value is filled in, we have to update the state to in progress, right? So that is where you have to write else part here. If the field value is empty, not filled in, then you are showing this error message and stopping the form submission. Else, what if the field value is filled in? Okay. So this is a client side script, right? This is a client side script, right? This function, within this function, you can write client side script, right? Outside this function, you can write server side script. Only within this function only you can write client side script. Outside the function, you can write server side script. So if the field value is, if the assigned to field value is empty, that means not filled in. Okay. So you have to show this error message. You have to stop the form submission. If the field value is not empty, okay. So then you have to come out of this function. To come out of this function, you have to use a line called GSFT submit. This line is important one. Okay. This line will take you out of the this client side function. Okay. Then while you are moving from client side function to server side script, okay, you have to check if there are any browser errors or not. type of window equal to undefined means there is any error. There is no error. Then what you will do? You will execute the server side script. You will execute the server side script. Okay. So what is happening here? First of all, whenever you click on in progress button, first it will check if the assigned to field value is filled in or not. If the assigned to field value is not filled in, you will stop the form submission and you will show an error message. If the field value is filled in, this function will take you out of this function. This GSFT function will take you out of this function and it will run this server side script. That is actually, it will keep the state as in progress and it will actually update the record. It will redirect to the same record. Okay, let me just refresh this one. I'm clicking on in progress here. As it is not filled in, it is not actually allowing you to submit. Okay. Now I am actually, now the state is still working. State is still new. Type of window equal to undefined. Okay, we updated this one. We will click on in progress now. Now the state is changed to in progress. So earlier we didn't click on in progress button, I believe. We didn't click on it. Okay. So what I meant to say here is, guys, whenever you click on this button, first of all, it will check if the assigned to field value is filled in or not. That is the logic that I have written here. Whenever you click on this button, this client side function will be executed. Inside this client side function, you will take the assigned to field value. If the field value is empty, you will show the error message and you will stop the form submission. If the field value is not empty, then this line will be executed. This line will be executed. So this line will actually take you to outside the client side function and it will check if there are no browser errors. When you are moving from client side to server side, you will get some browser errors. So if there are no browser errors, so that is why you need to use updated browser version, guys. So then you can keep the state as in progress. You can update the record. You can redirect the URL to the same record. Okay. You're able to understand? Hmm? Okay. That is fine. That is fine. What exactly JED means, Anil? Okay. Let me give you one more example. So whenever the state is set as on hold, before that I have to check if the on hold reason value is filled in or not. If the value is filled in, we should allow them to keep the state as on hold. Else, we have to stop the form submission. Hmm, pending. So you must to check the client checkbox. Okay. Where on hold reason is equal to G underscore form dot equal to empty. Hmm. Else. This GSFT submit line will take you to. So here you have to change the UI action name. What is the UI action name? This one. For this particular UI action, the action name is this one. Don't forget to mention that. If you don't mention that, it won't work. Okay. Okay. What I have done, I have created a on-click function. I check the client checkbox. I have called a function here, that function I declared here. And I've taken the on-hold reason value. That is empty. It will show the error message and stop the form submission. If that is not is empty, it will take you from client side to server side script. And it will check if there are no browser errors. Keep the state as on hold, and it will actually redirect to the same record. So I'm just clicking on pending here. Okay. We have to refresh the URL. That we didn't do it. What is it telling? The assign to is mandatory. 2 times it is showing, right? Then what we have to do? Here we have to okay. The field value is filled in. It will allow you to make it in progress. Now I am just clicking on hold here, pending here. So it is still showing assigned to is mandatory. Yeah? Okay. If this field value is filled in, it will allow you to now the state is in progress, right? Now it is checking category, subcategory. Now you can see the state is changed to on. Similarly, uh, when you click on resolve, you are setting the state as resolve, right? Before that, if the resolution code and nodes are not filled in, it is actually stopping the submission using data policy. Okay. Instead of using data policy, what I want to do is I want to follow the same approach that we followed. Okay. Go to the resolve UI action. Okay. So we have to take two field values, resolution code and nodes. Mm, okay. Resolution code or resolution nodes, any are empty. Okay. Hmm? Mm, yes. Both are empty. Okay. Oh, here you have to write the condition. Only resolution code empty. Okay. Okay. Then we have to change the action name. Okay. So this line will move you outside of this function, and you have to write the same logic here. So whenever I click on this one, okay, we have to change the messages. We have to change the messages. So whenever I click on resolve, okay, resolution code and resolution codes nodes are mandatory. If you select resolution code and nodes and click on resolve, should update the state as resolved. Now it has updated the state as resolved. So similarly, when you click on closed here, it should check the closed nodes are actually provided or not. The closed nodes are provided. We have to allow them to submit. If the closed nodes are not provided, we have to stop the form submission. Okay. So just open the UI action, that is actually close the UI action. Okay. Check the checkbox. You have to put the UI action name here. Okay. I'm just clicking on close here. Close notes are mandatory. If I provide the close notes, if I click on closed, it will allow you to keep the status closed. So same, you do it for cancel as well. If they want to cancel the additional comments, you have to make it mandatory. You have to check for additional comments. Additional comments field we didn't create. You will create one additional comments field. Right click, configure, form layout. So first of all, we want to create under node section, right? The node section. mm, Okay, just save this one. So firstly, you have to check if the field value, whenever you are canceling this particular case, you have to check if the additional comments are filled in or not. If the additional comments are filled in, you have to allow them to submit. If the additional comments are not filled in, you have to stop the form submission. Okay. So you guys are clear how the UI actions are working on the client side? Hmm? So if you remember, we created a UI action called create incident. What is happening? When I click on this button, it is creating the incident record in the incident table. It is directly creating the record in the incident table database. Getting my point? Instead of creating the incident record at the incident table in the database, it should just open the form. When I click on this button, it should just open the incident form. For that, I am creating another UI action called open incident. Open incident. Incident form, or else we will keep that name as incident form. Incident form. It would appear only on the existing records. I'm checking 10 checkbox because we are not creating the record at the database. We are not actually updating the current record. We are not updating the record any database. We are not doing any CRUD operations. See, we are not creating, we are not updating, we are not deleting. Okay, we are not doing any database operation, right? So then no need to go for server side. We should go for client side. What is our requirement here? To open the incident form. Incident form is opening the incident form is not a server side. Any database operation is a server side. Okay. So normally, guys, from the URL, we can open the incident or not. If you use incident.do, where URL is equal to, whenever I click on this button, the URL should be open in a new tab. G underscore navigation dot we didn't check any of the checkboxes. So you have to pass this URL in this particular. Okay. So this G underscore navigation dot open pop-up will actually open this particular URL in a new tab. Now it is opening. So whenever I click on that button, it is opening the incident form in the new tab or not. It is not creating the record. Earlier, create incident is creating the incident record in the incident table. Now it is just opening the incident form. We are not doing any database operation here. So whenever I click on the incident form, it is opening the incident form, right? This caller should go to incident caller. This configuration item should go to incident configuration item. This short description should go to incident short description. This description should go to incident description. So for that, what we have to do is we have to pass it through the URL. Okay. And this param query is equal to u underscore caller is equal to plus caller ID. Caller ID is equal to g underscore form dot get value u underscore caller. So caller is also coming here. So shipping case caller is automatically coming to incident caller. Okay. Similarly, configuration item also I want to pass. So here the configuration item is empty, right? You can see configuration item is automatically coming. So through the URL we are doing it. Okay. So this is client side because I have written a client side UI action here. This is a client side UI action because we are not dealing with any database update. If it is something related to current record updated, current record updation, if it is something related to new record creation, new record update, if it is something related to updating the record, it is something related to querying the record. Okay. Okay. Is it something related to deleting the record? Then you will go for okay. You will go for server side UI action. Else you will go for client side UI action. So sometimes you need both client side and server side. We discussed some examples, right? Like client side function, you have to use GSFT submit to come out of the client side function. Okay. So, so UI actions will still be discussing UI actions in coming sessions. So tomorrow, not tomorrow, Monday session will be discussing UI pages. Once I cover the UI pages, how we call the UI pages in the client side scripts. We'll discuss, then UI macros will discuss. Then actual server side script will be started. Okay. See, just I'm taking time to explain the things better, to explain the concepts in detail. I know that it is already uh, 2 months. It's already 2 months. Hmm. Okay. So thanks for your patience, guys. Firstly, Anil, go ahead.
Yeah, Uday, this is regarding just now you have opened one screen, right? That is related to the incident form opening.
Hmm.
Yeah, for example, you are saying I agree with you, but here, based on the environment, URL will be changed, right? Dev 65206, and if I am going to the test URL, it need to
Yes.
be take dynamically, right?
Yes. Yes, it should be dynamic. We have to make it dynamic. That I'll tell you in Monday session.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Okay, guys, and see you there in Monday session. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you.